I do think, though, there's a lot of energy being placed globally around getting our language right, getting a shared language, whether that's a shared skills language, whether that's a shared language around, competencies or whatever it is. I know that there are various pockets around the world focusing on that. I would think in an attempt to sort of make a little sense out of the chaos, and try and see if we can have that eventual interoperability, not just on a structured data level, but on all levels. How much do you think that will slow things down, or is that a necessary step?
Well, again, what I want us to do with micro-credentialing is use it as a vehicle for truly transformation. And if you like, I know these are buzzwords, or I had a colleague that used to call them aerosol words. You spray them around and they sound good, but they kind of disappear. There's no substance. But disruption, here's an opportunity, a disruptive movement. You could argue that this is a once-in-generation opportunity to rethink the 19th century credentialing model that we have, which is still pretty enshrined in most countries. And so the example of the ECIU University, it's a bit of a mouthful. The ECIU stands for the European Consortium for Innovative Universities. My own university, being a younger, under 50 years of age university with kind of innovation in its DNA, has been a member for many, many years, several decades. And so there are 13 institutions, 13 universities, plus in addition to that, Tec de Monterrey in Mexico, which is a very innovative university, as an associate member. And just for your listeners, Dublin City University is Arizona State University's European partner. So we're very privileged in many respects that we're able to take advantage of and learn a lot from what is known as the US's, I think, for about the 5th year running now, in these various awards that are giving out the most innovative university in the US. And it stands for trying to do things differently in terms of university education. So there's a network here that's quite powerful. What we've received is quite a sizable amount of funding from the European Commission to develop micro-credentials, but for a whole new ecosystem for learning and higher education. But even when I use the word higher education, that suggests that it's only a small part of the ecosystem. When I was referring previously to working with industry partners, it's very much part of what we're trying to do. So we are developing micro modules that learners can share across the partner universities, whether that's part of the curriculum or the co-curriculum. It can be either or at the moment. This is still very much work in progress. We've offered up to 70 in the first iteration of these micro modules. We're planning at the moment to issue for the new academic year for us, which starts in September, a suite of really signature micro-credentials. We're calling them ECIU Creds, that focus very much on the kind of high-level skills that employers tell us they want. So there'll be a select number focusing very much on transversal skills, 21st century skills. And then there will be things like data analytics or data literacy. So just like we perhaps now see digital literacy as quite important, in today's age, data literacy is very important. So that'll be one of the micro-credentials. And the advantage for us as a consortium is that we can pool our expertise, our innovation. We may not have the same capacity in just one partner university or one university to do a particular knowledge area or domain. By partnering, we manage to harness the expertise that exists across the partners. Ultimately, though, all with a view to give learners a much more enriched and transformative learning experience. So that's a very exciting project. And it gives not only an insight into perhaps a different model, a different type of ecosystem, but first-hand experience on how challenging it is. It's hard to get two universities truly working and collaborating, getting this group. And we're talking here also where, in many respects in Ireland, we're fortunate because you could say that we're Europe's now only English-speaking country as first language. But we're talking across multiple languages. interestingly, supporting multiple languages is also part of what we're trying to do, being multilingual with micro-credentials, that the skilled employee of the future, if you really want to future-proof your career, you need to be multilingual. This is something very foreign for many of us down under, particularly if we haven't had a European background in the way we were settled. So, and that's really fundamentally about what it means to be European, to be multilingual, to be have mobility across borders, to be multilingual. Another one of our micro-credentials is going to be on active citizenship. Right. Which is perhaps linked into intercultural awareness, but understanding what it means to be a citizen and an active contributing member of society. And so that's more true to, shall we say, the principles of a university in a truer sense, but at the same time, things like data literacy and other really cutting edge areas like the Internet of Things, where there is clear skill shortages. That's the focus of what we'll be doing in that consortium.